Little nigga been fighting a whole lot of demons. A lot of shit we do gonna have consequences, but we gotta be ready for them. Emergency, I just got out of surgery. I'm having problems with my heart and it won't work. I did some shit in my past and it's cursing me. I'ma stay right here up on this toxic, gonna take breath from me. I'm sipping this hand and eat this pain, but it ain't helping me. My little nigga going against the grain and this shit stressing me. I pray to God that God have mercy. I'm living a crazy life. I just shot at a nigga for talking some shit on the gang, he paid the price. I was young and the rest for the money, my hunger for paper saved my life. And I should get saved tonight. If you want that lick shit, we can get rich quick, we can get paid tonight. Yeah, dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money, everybody want this shit. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down. You gonna do anything to get it, but when you gonna go out? Shit, gotta think about it. 187. Murder for hire. You killed a nigga, you don't know if you gon' go to heaven. Gotta chalk that shit over, dog. Real talk. Hey, fight my demons. So many demons. Me against these demons. Against these demons. Fight my demons. Fighting my. It's me against these demons. Whoa, I'm fighting these demons up in this ghost. I'm fighting these demons, I'm on the ropes. They came with a beam up under my coat. Get hit in the spleen if you want to smoke. That money be green, so niggas don't go. I'm looking so clean, I used to be broke. Remember they laughed at me and they choke. Gave him the ball and nigga they choke. Say it's turn, that nigga you roll. My little nigga don't follow no code. Follow no code, no code. My nigga follow me like the pole. I stand on my word and stand by the consequence. They say I'm hard, they stay for the compliment. I sing it daily, on me, yelling comedy. BMG gang, bitch fit competent. Don't want to hear that shit, I gotta kill that shit. Lethal immunity, I can get ignorant, we not considerate. Niggas do silly shit, we get the drilling shit. Guilty and innocent, don't give a fuck about a bystander. I can pull up in the Highlands. Don't take no slander. Dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money, everybody want this shit. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down. You gonna do anything to get it, but when you gonna go up? Shit, gotta think about it. 187. Murder for hire. You killed a nigga, you don't know if you gon' go to heaven. Gotta chalk that shit over, dog. Real talk. Hey, fight my demons. So many demons. Me against these demons. Fight my demons. It's me against these demons.
Love is love. Namaste, Ashe, salutation, shalom, peace. Hope all is well with everyone that's out there. Now let's get into this. People, and by people, I mean one in particular person, they said, why should Attwoods and Beverly bring a conversation to my platform, right? They said, why should Attwoods and Beverly bring a conversation to my platform, right? They said that they don't have nothing in common with me, right? That's what they stated. Why should they bring a conversation over to my platform? They have nothing in common with me. Okay. Well, let's go take a trip to my TikTok. Right? If we was to go take a look at my TikTok, and this is for anybody who would like to send a video or clips to Beverly or clips to Attwoods, right? To give a grander understanding of just who I am and how much in common one might have for a intellectual conversation of the magnitude that should take place with a Beverly Rose Or is we gonna talk about farting on people's neck and make insensitive ass colonization jokes? And that's what you mean by in common? Because we seen Maggie's level of interaction with Beverly, right? We seen how Maggie interact with Beverly.
We're hosting right now. Is that what's happening right now?
Of course, yes. Like all white people, I just colonize.
I mean, we don't want one of these moments again where Maggie's making jokes like, like all white people, I'll just colonize.
Phone call. We need to do some updates on that privilege card.
Why is that? Because, and I know, yes, I called Beverly a scam. Yes, because Beverly was trying to paint Jaguar out to be an ascendant master, right? Making it seem like Jaguar knew certain variations of knowledge, making it seem like Jaguar was attached to Lumeria and some of these other, off-world DNA strands that they were doing, right? So yes, I called her a scammer because how couldn't she see that Jaguar was not a ascendant master? How couldn't she see that Jaguar was not or was a false prophet? She should have been able to see that Jaguar was a false prophet. That's even more reason why she should bring the conversation this way, right? That's even more reason why she should bring the conversation this way, because I was the one pointing it out way back in December that these people were not ascendant masters. I couldn't understand why they were painting why they were painting Big Homie CC and Jaguar Wright out to be ascendant masters. It was confusing to me. So I'm saying she's got to be a scammer in order for her not to see that Jaguar is not an ascendant master, that Jaguar does not hold this knowledge, right? And this is why we have more in common, because this is the stuff that I've been talking about on my TikTok, right? This is the magnitude of stuff that we've been talking about, right? The depths of this, the 13 zodiacs that makes up the body, right? We've been talking about the ascension process, the growth that comes with it, the connection that it has with the brain, right? The operation of the wisdom and so on and so forth, right? So if it comes down to Beverly's Spiritual Academy, we've been covering more spiritual stuff than anybody, talking about the constellations, the 88 constellations, not the 48, but the 88 constellations, right? We've been talking about the ascension process and how our conscious is expanding, right? So when it comes down to a conversation with Beverly, right? We're the ones who've been talking about the Great Awakening, right? We've been covering this stuff for the last couple of years. So if it was a spiritual conversation that was going to take place, then I think we should be a part of that spiritual conversation that's going to take place, right? That's what I'm saying. She's trying to make it seem like, what do you have in common with these people? First and foremost, Maggie, you never talked about any levels of intellectual conversations that we embarked upon. You don't even try to acknowledge that knowledge is being spoke about over here, right? So don't sit over there and I watch you steal my intellectual properties and take it back to Attwoods and them. I watch you come watch my live. First, you act like you didn't know what a collective was, and then when you was on Attwoods in them panel, you was like, "Yeah, I couldn't have did it without my collective," right? You on your panel acting like you don't know what a collective is when we talking about it, but then you go in front of Attwoods and them and you talking about some. I didn't know that it was. I didn't know that it was that. I didn't know you was going live at that time that you started your live. I started my live because I had just got the backdrops. I started to come over and ask you how long was you about to be live for? Was it a short one or a long one? That's what I was about to ask you, because you usually jump on. You'll do like a 45-minute live. We might get a 20-minute live. I didn't know you just was going live because Jaguar was talking shit about you, so you was just addressing that. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I was like, yeah, he probably just addressing the Jaguar shit. You know what I mean? I was just in your live. That's what we do from the Discord. Yeah, that's what we do from the Discord. We analyze this shit from the Discord. See? We be analyzing this shit from the Discord. So I was in my Discord, we was watching it, and then I was like, well, he probably just going live because he probably just addressing that Jaguar shit. So, you know, let me go live and see if he'll swing through there, and then he can come up. Because you got him all mad. Once again, you pulled me in some bullshit. Now she don't know if she can review your live, so now she just got to paint a whole lie about it. It's your fault, AT2. It's fucking your fault. Everything is always your fault. And as far as what me and Attwoods might have in common, shit, I've been to prison. I've been in America prison system. Have you been in America prison system, Maggie? No, you haven't been in America prison system. So therefore, me and Attwoods got more in common than whatever the freak y'all think y'all got in common. So I think a conversation over here would be more warranted than a conversation over there on your platform. I think the conversation on your platform would only lead to speculations of you working with them. What's going on, AT2? What's up with you?
Yeah, who's upset? What happened?
Everybody's upset. You did that live last night. Maggie's upset. She's saying that you mad at her, and now we all obsessed with her.
But like, you were the one asking me questions, so at the end of the day, they should be mad at both.
You the one that said that you wanted the smell in the mail. That's what you said.
No, you asked me, and I replied back with a joke, yes, and then I said, "I'll just."
You said you'll take a sniff with a whip.
Here we go again. See what he doing?
What you said. That's what you said. I didn't say it. You said it.
You asked the questions.
You said if she melted, you smelt it. That's what you said. If she melted, you smelt it. Nah, what's up with you?
Not much. It just well, you dropped the link, so I was like, at least let me come up for a couple of minutes. But yeah, I wasn't upset that you went live afterwards. Like, yeah, I was just making a joke.
I know I was gonna come up over there on your panel, but I was like, he probably only live for a couple minutes. Jaguar mad as hell, she talking about you. Maggie mad as hell, she talking about you. So I'm like, yeah, he probably just went live just to address some shit. Because like, you said, this ain't your normal time to go live. That's why when I scheduled my live, and then after I scheduled it, I'm like, hold on, what the AT2 going live right now? It must be a short one. That's what I said in my head. I said, he must just addressing some shit and getting off. I know he just gonna address some shit and be like, all right, guys, I just wanted to say that and go. What you was talking about, the lawsuit?
No, what lawsuit?
They trying to sue you. You know, Wolf and them, they said, wait for it in the mail. You be getting it soon. They all trying to sue you. Everybody trying to sue you. Everybody trying to sue you.
Okay. Anyway, no, I have not received any of the imaginary unicorn lawsuits.
They must know you about to make it big in the lottery. They must know you about to hit something big.
Damn, I must got hella money.
Yo, next casino trip must be about to be hella good. They know. They got no money that you ain't even get yet.
Right. I'm all like, shit, they must know what I got in my bank account. Well, if they did know, they wouldn't sue. You know? That's the problem. If they didn't know, they would be like, oh, it ain't worth it. But hey, whatever. I was talking about this yesterday before you came up. Like, how come AT2 doesn't get the same amount of grace as everybody else? It seems that when AT2 does something, it's the end of the world. And I'm all like, AT2 is not doing anything that nobody else doesn't do, right?
Right. But don't you think that somebody has to be the bad guy? Don't you think even the hero is a bad guy to somebody?
Correct. You're right about that.
So I don't think it matters. Like, as long as you are, looking out for the people that's in your collective, the people that's rocking with you, you can't do nothing about the people that's going to hate on you. You always going to have that, right? And in this world, with once you start understanding that the world is one big stage, then you have to realize that bad attention is better than no attention at all. So the fact that they are focused on you only means that something great is happening around you. That's how I look at it. When I was going through group homes and foster cares, I stopped asking myself, like, why the hell is they hating on me? I don't have nothing. I started, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at myself and I'm like, I don't got shit. Like, you know what I mean? I got, you know what I mean? But it was my personality, it was my aura, it was my energy that they was hating on, right?
Mhm.
And once I realized that, I was like, I stopped doing it. I came to the realization that people gonna hate on you no matter what. You just gotta be yourself, and whoever gravitate towards you, they're gonna gravitate towards you. You know,
Right. When you put it like that, it makes sense. Yeah.
in my eyes, I would think it would be something if they didn't hate on you, right?
Right.
Because when they're looking at your ability to draw in the crowd. They don't have that. You see certain people's interactions when they out in public. They don't have no public interaction. They can't draw in people. I was watching the interaction of somebody. I ain't gonna say the name, but they was in a grocery store or something buying something, and they went to go speak, a language, Latino language, to somebody, and they was looking down at this person with such an evil look in their face. I don't even think the Latino person spoke back to them. I think they were just looking at them weird as hell. They say amigo, amigo. I think that person was looking at them like, and that's how you could tell, like, even people's social interaction is off. How they interact in
Mm.
public is off, is way off. So you can tell they not natural people, like person, like they're probably weird in a social media.
Yeah.
I can go in
Like
any room.
socially awkward.
Yeah, socially awkward people. I got those in my family. They make arguments at every event. They always arguing, bickering about something, trying to make everything right. Can you imagine a party filled with them? Can you imagine going to a party with all of them control freaks?
Mm. You're right. You're right. I can see that. That makes sense to me.
You saved yourself from being at that type of party.
Yeah. And
You
that's not
know?
a kind of party I would want to be a part of or even go to or participate. So
These
yeah.
people are these people are literally like tricking people. Think about it. They're tricking people to come and fake an internship with them, fake like they getting these private assistants and stuff like that. Fake like they life is all good and nothing stinks. You know, downplay other people's living situations. You know, God bless a little bit of honesty. I'd rather be honest about my situation. Look, it ain't the best, but I'm living in it. I'm making the best of it. I'm smiling every day. I'm pushing towards better every day. I'm always looking for that silver lining. I mean, hell, next time you go to the casino, let me know you there so I can push all positive your way. You need to win. I feel like you're
Yeah.
saying go ahead,
I've
strike
been
like
on a
lightning.
losing streak, man.
That's because you let somebody know your schedule. So every time you go, you got people like, failed actors and stuff who put a bunch of negative intentions in the air surrounding your name. So that way you don't think highly of yourself. So you don't think you deserving of a victory. Because instead of focusing on that victory that you're supposed to focus on, you worried about combating. You know what I mean? Your focus is off because now you like, man, he talking shit. You probably don't even pay attention or notice it. That literally every time you make your trip to the casino, that's when his bullshit come your way.
That's true. You're right.
Every time you trying to make your way to the casino, the last time you was at the casino, same thing happened. It was Jaguar arguing with you, talking about you being at the casino. Remember when you had to go up on Maggie's panel at the when Jaguar and Odell came up and you was laughing at them and you said Odell wanted to suck on your titties?
Now, why you got to bring that shit up?
You remember? I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, I was just saying.
So,
I remember.
you
I
being
got.
petty as hell bringing
I
that up.
nah. I'm just saying because I remember. I remember that. That was the last time you was roughly around the casino, right?
Um, no, I think I was on there. The last time I went to Reno was in March.
That's what I'm saying. That was around the time that you was on Maggie's panel when you told Odell, you was like, "Shut up, Odell. You want to suck on my breastises?" Yeah, and you was like, "You just want me," and Odell was like, "Yeah." I remember that was around March. And Jaguar was like, "You in the casino begging people to give you money so you can play the slot machines, and you don't think that's the same thing?" And you said you was like, "Well, if I'm wrong for being in the casino, then you wrong for wearing that black bra all the time." Well, you ain't say that. You ain't say that. You ain't say
I
that.
know I didn't say that.
But
Yeah,
you said
no.
something around that if you was at the casino getting money for slot machines, then she surely was selling that coochie for chicken. That what you said.
Oh, I did say something like that. No, it's oxtails. The
See,
oxtails,
now
not
you
chicken.
remember that you was up on the panel, or that was around the same time that you was in the casino trying to get your money right. They was throwing you off.
Right. I just didn't remember the part about necessarily sucking my titties. I didn't remember that, but I'm glad you remember that part.
No, because I thought I was like, dang, that's crazy. Because Odell did sound like he was wanting you. He was like, I got your winnings. He gave you the biggest titty award. And then he was like, I got your winnings, AT2. I'm gonna give it to you in person. I was like, oh shit. He trying to slang dick. I was like, damn, that's some shit you say when you slang dick. You know what I'm saying? So I thought he might have just been throwing some shots at you, you know? I don't really know. I don't really know what to listen. At one point, AT2, you was a part of that bullshit. I thought you was a part of that bullshit. I'm like, nah, AT2 got to be a part of it. He letting her come up and talk to him crazy. I'm like, he's a part of it. He's a part of the circle jerk of people energies on YouTube.
But let's also put this out here too. I would click Maggie's link and it would just be me, Maggie, and Golden, for example, right? Then they would come up and ambush and try to take over the show because they didn't like that Maggie would let me up on her panel.
But ain't that what Maggie's panel became? Like a place where people get ambushed? Because think about it. It was happening to everybody. And then it even happened to Jag.
Oh, you think Jag got ambushed?
You don't think Jag got ambushed on Maggie's panel?
No.
You don't remember when Jag was getting scolded by a bunch of people on Maggie's panel when she started telling on herself and she was like, I did a bad thing. When Maggie got bold and started asking Jaguars the tough questions, she was like, so Jaguar, did you move sex traffickers around? And Jaguar was like, I drove a lot of people around. And yeah, they might have been selling coochie. What that got to do with anything?
I don't remember Maggie ever being that bold. She
She
got
was
a lot of
sneaking it
punk in
in
her,
there,
but I
though.
never
That's what
remember
I'm
her
saying.
being
She
that
was
bold.
sneaking it in there. She was sneaking it. Like she
Oh,
started using Jaguar's method with she was trying to make it seem like it was questions coming from the comment section. So this is the day like Crazy Alice from South Dallas popped up and all these other characters from Jaguar background started popping up in Maggie's live after that. Kimmy came over there, right? When shit hit the fan, it seemed like all these people started popping out the woodwork. That's what made me say,
yeah.
like, man, these people is a part of
See,
this
her
shit.
channel was fun back then. I liked it back then.
Who, Maggie's channel?
Yeah.
I think Maggie's channel, I don't know. I'm not going to say Maggie's channel would be fun right now because she's just saying a bunch of shit. I don't think she
Oh
really
no,
knows.
that channel is
I
definitely
don't think
crap.
Maggie really knows how black people in America work. You know what I mean? As far as their pride or their ego go. I think she just thinks she big dog stomping around, keep calling us dumb, keep calling us stupid. And she's grouping us together on some weird ass shit, right? Some colonized type shit, like
Yeah,
the black tea
you
sector.
black Americans. Yeah,
Yeah,
all that
yeah, that's
stuff.
weird.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
that.
weird. We already fighting a bunch of adversity within our own country. You think we want to sit around you looking at us like that? You know,
You're in our
trying to make us
space and
feel
you're
like
trying
we
to tell us
less.
what to do. Like
You say what?
I said, you're in our space and you're trying to tell us what to do.
Yeah,
Go to the
you
Haitian, sector.
you bring your ass to the black tea sector and then talk shit and say, I don't think the black tea sector is smart. What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could say that about in certain individuals, but you trying to say all of us is dumb?
Yeah. Because
Well,
I'm
I'll
an
challenge you to an
intellectual when I talk to
intellectual
white
debate
people.
then. I bet you she won't have that.
No, we already know she don't understand the ins and outs of the NDA, so
She want to sit there and make it seem like she's a truth seeker. She want to sit there and make it seem like she's in charge of judging the black tea sector on YouTube. Like, what? You better go back to doing movie reviews. You better go back to the Meghan Markle sector, talking about how Meghan is jealous of Harry's hair because it's curly.
oh my god.
Take your ass back to that shit. For real. Because at this point, she just barking up trees that she can't. It's no point, especially when she keep mentioning my name, but then try to make it seem like I'm a clout chaser. I'm not putting your name in. I'm not tagging you in titles.
Right.
You tagging me in titles, talking about some. Oh, I thought that was just. You know exactly what the fuck you doing when you tagging people in titles.
And I'm not DMing her trying to, oh, can I use your content? No.
She on the back end asking me for dirt on the knot.
See?
How are you on the back end asking me? Do you got any videos of the knot?
Wow. She's slick. I'll give her that. She's slick. And I think, at one point we all were clueless to how she was. We thought, oh, she's not that bad. She's harmless. No, 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 no. She's harmful, not harmless.
But the thing is, though, she tells on herself too, because it's like she said, she tried to make it seem like people were stalking her. She tried to make it seem like she had so much to worry about. But then she said stuff when pertaining to TJ, like, I'm not in America. I can't stalk Jaguar, so on and so forth. Right. So think about that. Think about that. She's sitting there talking about I'm not in America. I can't stalk these people, right? But at the same time, you saying the same thing about Americans against you and wanting people to feel bad, making it seem like Americans are stalking you, right?
Yeah.
So how does that work? That you make it seem like people got to have tougher skin when it comes to your level of assaults, but then you ain't got no tougher skin when it comes to other people level of assaults. You ain't sitting there saying, well, it's just words. They can say what they want to say, right? Crying about the shit you want to cry about. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Come on. She mad because people are honest and people like honesty. People like openness. People don't like that fraudulent shit. Now y'all can make it seem like, oh, Maddie, thank you for sharing your feelings and emotions. She's not sharing her feelings and emotions if they're fake feelings and emotions. She's giving you the ideal image of what she thinks you want. So if that changes, then she's going to try to do that and give you that image. Whatever it is, she's a people pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna do whatever to please the crowd. She'll dance on this. She'll get up and dance if she think it'll make y'all happy.
She's
Everything
getting
to
what
her
she
is
needs.
always like me, like me, like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I've
not about
changed. I'm not in the
content
cult
because
anymore.
right, because it's not about content because she really don't have a strong opinion to add to the context, right? She's
Right.
using Danny's, creative mind. She's using other people's, different, creative minds. She's taking a piece from here, a piece from there. Remember, even before people started going over to OKP and before I pointed it out, she was stealing pieces of him. That's why she was saying, like this video, like this video, like this video, right? She was saying it so much like him, you
Oh,
can hear him in her voice the way she was saying it. The same monotone,
just
like
like
this video.
Homeboy.
Yeah,
He
like this
steals
video.
people's stuff.
She exactly
They
just like
both do
him,
that.
another shapeshifter, someone who steals other people's intellectual property, other people's, image, taking bits and pieces of people's image, people's, and then parading around as they deny that person. Now she's saying she's a truth seeker when she never seek the truth. When the whole thing came out about the whole defender of freedom thing, she fought that shit. Oh, y'all don't give Jaguar her credit. I don't see why all y'all not giving her that credit. She got an award. She got an award. Da 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 da. She fought the shit out of that award thing, right? Even after the fake name was put on there and everything, she fought. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're stupid. I don't see how they couldn't see that it was a joke. It was a joke. Right when it came to the disinformation of spreading the whole thing, when it came to slandering the victims in the lawsuit, she was right there. She was right there, pushing a
Mhm.
false narrative, not knowing if it was true or not, or if Jaguar was locked up, but making sure that everyone say it and got it right, and acting like she was a teacher in all of it. Stephanie, what did you learn today? Golden, your turn. What did you learn? And Golden
Oh
and
yeah, she
Stephanie,
would do that. She loved to talk to people like they stupid.
exactly. And now that now she want us to think that now she want us to have sympathy for her, like she just fell and slipped into a cult. No, you was the smartest you was smart as shit when you was in that cult. I
Right.
didn't stop going to school until I was 27. How you got that much education under your belt all the way until you 27 and you fell victim to a kitchen cult? That don't make sense.
She's so smart, but fell for the cult. You're right about that.
In her kitchen. She ain't even come off the porch yet. What's she gonna do in society? Huh? What's she gonna do in society if she fell for the trap in her own kitchen? How's
She
she
ain't
gonna
been
make it in
outside in
society?
30 days.
Huh? 45 days tops in the hood. She be strung out on wet doing dip cigarettes in somebody's basement.
Instead of trapped in the closet, she trapped in the kitchen.
Yeah. And she talking about something. I'm 27. I am so smart. I'm about to be 35. I'm about to be 35 in 3 more days. Tree. That's tree. 1, 2, tree. 1, 2, tree. And she want to sit over there and try to keep on mentioning Ralph the Wise is not smart. Ralph the Wise is not smart.
She said you're
You
not
stealing
smart.
everything I'm saying. You're stealing it and replaying it on your platform. Everything that I said on Ralph the Wise, she's stealing and re-saying it. It don't matter if y'all got the page taken down. Y'all know the level of knowledge that I was putting down over there and over here. And y'all was stealing all of those intellectual property. You hated the fact that people were using my content. You hated the fact that Danny was mentioning me and not mentioning you. The same way this fake actor hate the way the fact that other people are mentioning. Y'all hate the fact that somebody slid on a scene crispy and clean and know what the fuck they mean. You running around not knowing nothing that you saying and everything you doing is based off playing. She sat in that closet for listen to me. You know, she made that other account in 2011. That means for 14 years, she was in that broom closet, crying and shit at the screen, doing reviews on movies. Her reality on America was only based off of movies. Do you hear me? She has no American experience. She can't say that she was living in the hood in no Compton and nowhere. She said she got to, you know what when she get off of YouTube, you know what she say? You're cheesing, fam. You're cheesing, fam. So she don't know about Family Matters. She wasn't here for My Cousin Skeeter. She didn't watch all that. You get what I'm saying? She wasn't
Right.
here for none of that. She don't know those cartoons. The closest she gonna get to understanding is maybe a Punky Brewster. Maybe. She wasn't here for our ABC, NBC cartoons. She not a PBS kid. But you want us to have this person judge us. No, get your ass back up here. Get your ass back up here, AT2. Don't you try to drop out while we talking shit. Don't you try to drop out while we talking shit. You get your ass back up here and you take the motherfucking lickings just like I gotta take them. We in this shit together now. We stuck. They talking shit about us, and I ain't going out like that. Huh? Huh? They just keep on doing lives, and I ain't going out like that. It's time to put the I took all I could stands, and I can't stands no more. It's going down. Basement. Time to make this mother sucker cry again. Talking about some there's nothing in common. Excuse me. Talking about some they don't got nothing in common. They don't have no reason to come over to your platform. I got more intellect on this platform than you got in your whole. Ooh, I want to say some mean and vulgar shit right now, but you lucky this new sun coming in on April 20th. You lucky we got to be in positivity for this. What's going on, Powwow? What up with you?
What's going on, Ralph? I got one foot in the positivity and one foot on the other side.
I know that's right. That foot got to be on their neck.
Right, and the way Maggie is going about everything, I found some stuff. So now I'm about to be playing, and it's no way that she didn't know that who she was dealing with. No way.
That's what I said.
Because she had conversations about this before she even teamed up with Jag.
You mean with Paula?
Oh
Before...
no. Right. Before Paula. So I got those recordings. And it's crazy. It's crazy because when she was doing that interview with
you cut out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
And when she did that interview with that person, she was making it seem like it's nowhere in the world that she could be part of a cult. And then she teamed up with Jag months later. Yeah, it's nuts.
Somebody now I was looking in the direction of some information where it's like she might actually, because her dad was in Florida. Her dad was in Florida. So do she have connections in this state? That she said she used to come to this state, New Jersey and I think Florida, but did she get kicked out? Did she not come back? Because now she's trying to make it seem like, oh, they was going to come and, take my passport and so on and so forth. But you already been here before. Your dad, was in a hospice or is in a hospice in Florida. That's why I don't understand why she's sitting there talking about something. She's got to take care of her dad and do all of this stuff. According to your own mouth, that's why I say liars don't know when they telling the truth. They tell so many lies, they forget. Out her own mouth, when she was ranting about her dad, she said her dad was in a hospice in Florida. So
Right.
that's where he had his strokes at, and so on and so forth.
So it's no way. What it was, she got tired of spinning all those lies, and she figured she grew enough, and she could do her own thing. That's what happened.
Wait, so you think she groomed herself?
Yeah, she did. She
Uh,
did.
now you're on to a conversation. Now listen to this. Look at how she picked up everything as she went along, right? From the time that she had the conversation with Paula about getting StreamYard about 10 months ago, if not more than that, right? To the time now, right? She make a new account. She's got the Jaguar right sector. She didn't know Atwood. She met Jag on, I mean, I think Atwoods brought her on the page or Jag brought her on Atwood's page, something like that, right? But she picked up all the traits as she went along. The nastiness to people. She was learning people as she went along. And she was
And
becoming them, taking pieces of them as she want, just like she was self-grooming herself.
right, and Raph, a quick thing that I'm gonna say. She look at herself as a super empath. So, that's just a little teaser right there.
So because she put herself around those low vibrational entities, she absorbed and became those low vibrational entities.
Right, right, but it's no way a super empath can even be controlled by a so-called cult or whatever she want to call it.
Well, it depends, because if she goes there with false notions, thinking that she's doing right, then that would make sense why she absorbed the energy of what it was. And I said this months ago. I was like, Jag feels that energy being put into Maggie, like she feels that energy being put into Maggie, because Maggie is a more suitable vessel for that energy to use, right? If you're going to use, if you're going to create chaos, if you're going to create corruption, you're going to need a vessel that has discipline over itself in order to keep that going, right? Jag didn't have discipline. She kept letting her feelings and emotions stop her from creating the chaos, which it means like Jaguar kept on fighting the characteristic traits that was being put on her, like the whatever somebody was saying. Like when somebody came out with the truth, she was so disturbed by it, she had to address it. Same thing with Maggie. She addresses a lot of things when people scratch the surface of the truth, right? The whole money thing, the fact that she's doing all of this for money, right? The whole drinking thing, the fact that she sits there and drinks, so on and so forth. The fact that her dad or her mom is not in the house, because you never seen none of them walk around in the background, no time at all, right? But she tells people she's taking care of her parents and so on and so forth. So she needs this money, right? But all you see is her and her dog, right?
I I, I tell you what, she's a horrible CA lead. She be online for 3 hours, 5 hours.
Longer than that sometimes.
I mean, how she taking care of anybody?
Somebody need a snack or something. Got to go to the bathroom or something. I know when I was at my grandma's house, my great grandma called me all the time. Like, Ralph, I want to go out to the living room. I'd be like, damn, grandma, you just laid down in the bed. You want to go back to the living room already? And she hear the front door. She's like, who's that at the door? Who's that in the house? If the phone rang anything, my grandma on that shit. I want to know what's going on in my house. I get it. Grandma. I got you.
Where's the complaint box at? I need to drop a complaint because she's not doing a good job if she's taking care of people.
I don't know. Canada might got different laws. We not governed under the same system. You know what I mean? They might got different laws. Hold
And
on.
that's
Who is
clear.
this? What's going on with you? How's everything?
going.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear. I just
Okay.
wanted to say that she annoys me for the fact how she sat up there crying. But yet
You
the other
say
day she
what?
was calling people with emotions. She was saying that people with emotions are wet. And I'm just like, what? But then she wants everybody to have sympathy for her when she's upset. It doesn't make any sense. And then she's
Right.
calling Golden all these names when Golden did nothing to her. And then she pretended to be a friend, as she said. Who does that? Who pretends to be friends with someone who don't like? That's not normal.
That's not normal, right? I can't do it. Like I can't build no rapport with somebody and then just be like, I was never her friend. F her. Like, hold on, man. Go to introduce y'all to her mama, her kid, her, you know what I mean? Like, what?
Yep. It's awful.
Powwow
She's an
came over
excuser.
here swinging. Powwow came over here swinging for Maggie at one point, if I'm not mistaken. You remember that? He was like, put him up, Ralph. You made Maggie cry. Put him up. I was like, what? You don't even know what happened. I'm like, Powwow, you sure I made her cry? He was like, yup, she's over there crying right now. Put him up. He was like, damn, my boy, you sure I said what she said? Well, she said you said it, and she wouldn't be crying if you didn't say it. I said, shut
Because I mean, I mean, you wouldn't think that people would be trying to play these type of games. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think that people will go to a certain extent
But it is
to,
though. It's happening though.
and that's
It's
what I
happening. That's what I'm
realized.
saying. You don't know it's really happening until you get caught up in it. Once you get caught up in it, then you like, damn, people really out here playing like this. I
And
can't do
Raph,
it.
and Raph, you know, I did that right. And then on her page when she was live, she said, "Powwow ain't nobody. Who is he? I never liked him anyway."
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like, wow. So that's the type of person you are, huh?
But you know what I mean? Like you was like willing to pull up, you know, in her defense. That's why I'm saying, like, that's dangerous. Somebody like that is dangerous because they'll set you up for failure. Think about it. One minute she wanted people to care about her feelings, the next minute she say she don't even care about her feelings.
Right, right. So at that point, it was like, and plus, I didn't really know you like that, and the more I got to know you, it was like, oh, okay, nah, it's no way. It's no way that me and Ralph could kind of have the same views, and that's what he's doing. No way.
Right. That's why I was like, man, look, just take the moment outside of what she said and take heed for yourself and just, you know, learn the situation for yourself. We can't never change somebody else's opinion. I dropped the link already, Golden, whoever else want to come up. I dropped the link already. Drop it again. But yeah, that's why I said like I can't change her perspective on anything. I can't, but what I could do is, and once I noticed it, I seen it. Okay, think about it. When the whole AT2, I mean, when the whole Too Strong thing happened, right? And I went up over there, right? She dropped down. I said it over there. I already knew she was going to be in her feelings about it, right? I defended her the best way I could over there on that panel, right? I knew she was going to talk shit the next day. I even went up on her panel before she talked shit about me and told her and said, Maggie, before you talk shit, watch the whole thing, right? In the middle of watching the whole thing, I go back up on her panel. She say that I'm just like Mike. I said, wow. That was the last conversation I had with Maggie, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a low
And,
blow.
and I'm so happy that you brought that up, Ralph, because I came over here swinging, and then you went over there to Too Strong swinging.
Right. Putting people in fights with one another.
Right.
I wasn't even going over there to actually swing. She brought me up over there trying to make it seem like that I put some, nude convert. Like she keep on trying to bring up this whole, he said he was gonna put my nudes out there. Da, 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 da. Listen, you threw some ammunition up in the air and I caught that shit and used it against you. I said I wouldn't be surprised. I said you the type that strike me to have an OnlyFans page. And then she went crazy and said that I got into her phone and got pictures of her nudes. And I was like, well, that confirms that it's nudes in her phone. Let's go with that and just say we'll put some nudes, right?
Right.
What you want me to do? We beefing, you talking shit about, what I'm saying? Y'all lying, saying I got CP in my Discord. When I started exposing y'all talking about some, he said he's gonna put, you seen all of them over there trying to get me to do the shit. Wolf Coochie, Murph, put it out there, put the news out. We sitting over in the Discord thinking like, what the fuck? Why would they tell us to put the shit out there? They don't care nothing about her dignity or nothing. Women have a certain level of dignity. They don't just want everybody, you know what I mean, to see them, you know what I mean? So when they said it, I'm like, something ain't right. Something, they trying to set me up. They trying to get me on some real charges. And Murph came out and said it. Murph said out his own admittance, he said, well, I was giving Wolf the evidence because I'm not in America. I couldn't sue them. I said, oh, so this is all about a way to get money.
It's always the money.
That's what I realized. They push and push and push. And then what they're recording and what they're taking is the defense that you give back. So if you attack them back in your defense, that's what they're recording to try to make it seem like you're the one that is cyberbullying. You're the one that's doing these things to them, but they're not recording the part that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know how in school, when you get in trouble by the teacher and you say, well, they hit me first, and the teacher say, well, I didn't see them hit you. I seen you hit them.
Right.
That's what they pulling on us. See, they pulling out fourth grade magic. See, I didn't think they'll stoop that low to where they pull out fourth grade magic. See, I was with the 7th and 6th grade bullshit, but I didn't think they'll pull out fourth grade magic.
In my opinion, Banshee doesn't even know who she is. She's literally, her personality is just made up of different creators. You can see it when she talks. Like, she has no identity.
I didn't think too many people picked up on that, but you can actually see like all the different pieces. If you, I guess if you ran across the creators that she's mimicking, right? You can see it a little bit more because she really stole like pieces of other creators.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because she's a dark empath.
Yeah, I looked into that a bit. And
Well,
see,
us the
it's
people.
dangerous because those type of individual, they come off as empath, literally. Like that's what it is. Like,
Yeah, but
so
they can't create though. So what they do is
right,
mimic and steal. They're called identity thieves.
yeah, like energy vampire and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like it's
No,
all
no,
tied
no.
in.
An energy vampire is different. An energy vampire is somebody that will manipulate your feelings and emotions to make you feel how they want you to feel so they can take the energy from how you're feeling. But this has to do with sociopathic tendencies or identity crisis. When you constantly trying to fit into a society, you keep on changing looks, images. Like in high school, you would go to the geeks, you would go hang out with the jocks, you would play Magic the Gathering, you would because you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to get in where you fit in. So if you are in an adult world doing that, then this is what it would look like in an adult world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like in a kid world or a teenage world, this would be like the kid finding themselves, teenage coming into their seeing what they like, testing the waters. But in the adult world, no one really analyzes what it looks like in the adult world when people are stealing other people's images. So that's why she had the whole like the video, like the video, like the video, right? Because she was watching OKP, right? And then she had, the Danny. She started. I like the Ranger song. Da, 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 da. She's taking bits and pieces. People used to do this in the 5th grade. See, this is 5th grade magic right here. You remember in the 5th grade, somebody used to laugh at a certain way that you said something, but then later on you find them saying the shit that you said. Like, hold on, you laughed at me for saying that shit. Now you over here saying it.
Yeah.
5th grade
Right.
magic. You see what I'm saying?
So we have to say we are smarter than the 5th grader then.
Right. You got to say you smarter than the 5th grader in order to get past this. And everything has a grade level. You just got to remember how you used to play in those grades, right? When you going up to 7th and 8th grade, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the rumor era where you whisper stuff in the girls' bathroom, write girls' name on the wall and stuff like that. That's why she's attacking you, Golden, because this is what she's doing. That's 7th and 8th grade magic, right? Where you whisper, bad things. She's doing it to everybody. She did the whole football team. And then you let that
Crime
gossip
books.
go. Right. You see what I'm saying? This is
Yep.
you got to look at it like that. So you got to put grade magic to this shit. She's showing you the grade magic. I don't think she has more than maybe a 10th grade magic level. What y'all think?
She's just pathetic in my opinion.
Huh?
I said she's. Oh, sorry. I said she's just pathetic in my opinion. She says she's mean girl, but she's not. She's just bully for no reason.
She didn't get to the high school cheerleading level.
And Ralph,
That's
I
why
don't
she
think
wants to be friends with Danny so bad.
She didn't make the cheerleading team. She didn't make it.
and I don't think it's quite 7th grade. I think she dropped out in the mid or 6th grade.
You think so?
Yeah, I think she dropped out.
Well,
in the
she
mid
might
or
have been.
6th
She
grade.
might have been in the 6th grade, hanging out with the 8th graders or something. Because she's got to look. I can pick up a little bit of 8th grade magic in there. You know what I mean? Because remember, 7th grade was just when you went to sex health. That's when you had that one PE health class, right? That was in 7th grade. That was 7th grade sex education, right? So she's got a little bit of 7th and 8th grade magic in there. So maybe she hung out with the older kids and just picked up some of it. Or maybe herself, she just 6th grade, you think?
Right, and that's why she ain't good at it.
Right. Because I could see, because remember, you had that one marking period where they were like, you don't have gym this marking period. You got to go to sex education, and then they give you that book with all those pictures in there. Scary ass STD book. You know what I'm talking about?
Now we didn't have sex ed in the school I went to, Ralph.
What school you go to?
It's usually don't it usually be like the PE teacher that be doing that as well?
It is. That's why
Yeah.
it's one semester out of the year. For the other 3 year in PE,
It's gym,
which is
and then
the
that one
gym
semester,
class.
yeah,
But
be
then you
sex
have
ed.
that one sex education.
No.
It's usually in the 7th grade that they do it. But you didn't have none. Oh well.
No, Ralph.
I ain't even gonna say nothing though.
PE was they took roll call and threw out the basketballs. That's it.
Hell no. What school did you go to? Hold on. Did y'all have that one time when every now and again in your gym class they put them mats out and shit and turn off all the lights and then had that meditation where they tell you like, you know what I'm talking about?
Nah, Ralph, we didn't have none of that. None of that.
What the what? What schools did you go to?
Y'all went to a good school.
Never
I
mind.
mean, I grew up though. I grew up in Gary, Indiana though. So
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
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 Gary, Indiana. Okay, okay.
See, that's what I was saying. Like I ain't want to even bring it up, but there is sometimes a dissension and a difference. Sometimes like southern region, northern region. So I
Nah,
don't know.
nah, nah. It makes sense because Gary, Indiana. That's where y'all remember where they had that movie back in the day, that show that came on. It was called Erie, Indiana, where a bunch of strange shit happened and all types of stuff like that. Yeah, so that's close to that area. So it ain't no telling what they was learning in school. He might be right. Gym class might have been just throwing out balls and seeing
it
they was
Donut
kind of
was.
ball.
That's
yeah,
it.
they was analyzing the kids more than anything. They was looking
Oh
at the
God.
kids like they had my one factory in the town, a class of
Nah,
That
103.
was during the factory era.
I wouldn't let you do Gary that bad though. It's about
Hey, now you ain't about to sit there and drag my hometown now.
right. I ain't gonna let you do it
I was
that bad.
wondering when he was gonna jump in there.
It-
Wait a minute now.
Yeah, I was
but
wondering when he was gonna jump in there. Now hold up.
but that's where they feel the original gangsters at.
You
Where,
know
where
what?
all those
Bring it back.
boarded up buildings and everything.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, okay. Meditation in
But
the school was crazy. See, people do remember that. You remember meditation in the school when they turned off. Everybody used to crawl around and try to get to a different mat or get close to somebody that you liked or something. You remember when they turned off them lights in the gym room?
so
That's
so
Some
a
Rap,
gyms
little
had those
weird though,
dividing
right?
walls where
A
you
little
say
odd.
what?
I said that's a
I'm
little
gonna
odd though.
I'm gonna ask you this. So in school, did y'all get SWATs? Did y'all get paddles?
Not me.
In
Not at the
school?
No,
time I was in
Uh
school.
huh.
no.
Nah. At one
Oh,
point it might have, but no. We
oh
had
yeah.
we was and in our school, you didn't need paddles. We had parents. Parents was coming up whooping asses
Mm.
in school. Like we didn't need no paddles. All you had to do was
We'll whoop
call
you from
my
the principal's
grandma,
office to
somebody.
the car.
Parents was coming up to the school. The teachers was allowing this shit. They was allowing your parent to whoop your ass in the classroom. The principals was cheering this shit on back in the day. Like your parents would tell you stuff like, call Dyfus. I beat your ass right in front of them. That's what we had to.
Mm.
That's what we had to hear. We didn't need no paddles. They had parents. Parents was coming up there gladly whooping your ass. And if I get a call from the school today, your ass is grass. And you knew that mean it was cut because you had to cut the grass. If your parents ever told you your ass was grass and you wanted to know
Mm.
what that mean, it mean your shit was sliced. You was cut. All
Slice.
right.
Where I tell you what, Ralph, teachers and principals bypassed all the call and the parents that they'll bring you right out there to the hallway.
What parents was just cutting? I mean, teachers was just, and parents was okay with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
What they say, like put your hands on one of the lockers?
was it bare bottom paddles?
Oh nah, they nah. You were still nah. They couldn't strip you down in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Oh
But
wow.
I don't know. I
That's
think about
crazy,
ass whoopings.
Paolo.
I think about ass whoopings. My parents would. Y'all remember back in the day when parents would put you over the lap and lock your legs in between and how you bent over
Mm.
and give you the whooping with their hands. Y'all remember that?
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Those swattings, those was the memories right there because it added a little bit of embarrassment and it was an ass whooping. It wasn't a butt whooping. A butt whooping was see now we got to talk about the levels to this because there's levels to this. You got butt whoopings, you got poppings, and then you got ass whoopings.
The
You get
popping.
what I'm saying?
I'm on popping level right now.
A popping was nice. A popping, usually come with a pop in the hand. Don't touch
Yeah.
that. A pop in the
Yeah.
butt. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that, right? Then you got
Uh,
butt whoopings. Butt whoopings usually include a belt and or something of the notion
a
that is not
object.
I
right.
still remember the sting.
And then you got ass whoopings. Ass whooping is when they beat you like you stole something, beat you like you a stranger, beat you like you somebody from outside the house. This usually have extension cords or pots and pans involved. One time my
Or
dad hit me with a
broomsticks.
shovel.
Bro,
And then if you're a girl,
Broomsticks,
you get
yeah.
dragged by your
Right.
ponytail.
whatever they can find.
Yeah, this is all of that. All of that above shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
For
god.
real.
yeah.
Frying
Love it.
pans. This when they hit you with anything they can get their hands on, anything close to them. Sometimes it be a barrage of shit.
The fly swatter for sure. I've definitely got the fly swatter. Like, whatever they can reach.
I, I,
Oh my god.
I had mop sticks, broomsticks.
So all
Mom
right,
sticks.
now on a serious note, let me ask y'all, do y'all think that made us better?
Hmm.
No.
I,
I was still
50
comfortably
50.
good.
You say what?
I mean,
I was still a C next Tuesday as a child, regardless of the beatings. I was the one they could never beat down.
So you was bad as hell, no matter if an ass whooping came your way or not. That's what you're saying?
Yep. My grandma
She
chased
said,
me
yep.
on the couch with a knife once. It got that bad. It was, yeah. It's funny now, but you know.
No, it's not funny now. You the reason I got my ass whooped because I wasn't the kid. I was the kid that you can yell at and I was going to cry. But I used to have to get ass whoopings because it was kids like you that came before me that was just too damn tough. Used to see how many hits.
Built for
See,
it tough.
yeah, I'm trying to cry at the
I
first
was
hit.
the
Soon as you
fucking
raise
third
your
time
hand, I'm
last year
trying to
and I lost
cry
my
to get this
shit.
shit over with. You sitting there trying to play it all tough and trying not to cry. See how many
I
times
just surrender.
I'm not
well,
gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Shit, as soon as your hand go up, I'm trying to
what,
get this shit over with. I'm ready to pee on myself and some more shit. But you sitting there playing Tony the Tiger tough.
what you say, Ralph? You don't have to hit me. My name is Toby.
Right.
Oh,
Shit. I comply.
Oh my
I
god.
was trying to comply real quick when I was a jit. I was trying to comply real quick. I'm down. I'm good.
I was never
Good.
down for complying.
It was 13 of them in the house. It was ass whoopings going around. If one person did something, my mom was lining everybody up. I never understood that shit. I remember one time we didn't have
Oh
no
my god.
lights and still got ass whoopings. You
Oh
ever get
no.
an ass whooping in the dark? This shit is I will never, ever forget this ass whooping. Do you hear me? I will never, ever forget this ass whooping. She was coming down the line whooping ass. It
In the
was
dark.
12 of us at the time. Well, it was 11 of us at that time. This was before the twins. It was 11 of us lined up. I'm in the middle somewhere. You know how hard it is to calculate when it's your turn to get your ass whooped as you hearing people scream down the line. You hearing all the different screams and shit. You like, yup, that was Kenny. She started. That's the first one.
Shit.
The next ass whooping, the next voice you hear, yep, that was Velda. Oh shit. 3 more. She
Next.
about to get to
I'm
me.
I'm next.
That makes it worse.
Oh my
That makes it worse.
god.
By the time she get to me, soon. Listen, I'll never forget this because as soon as she got to me, I was like, "Pause, please. I gotta use the bathroom. Pause." I had to go use the bathroom, come back, and stand back in line and finish the ass whooping. Like that's how bad it was. I'll never forget that.
Bitch, she
Ass
be
whooping.
waiting there when you come back.
She lined it up. I tried to take that was the longest piss I ever took. I tried to take the longest piss in the world. I
Pouring
promise
water
you.
in the toilet. Like,
What? I was trying to take
I'm
the
still
longest
going.
piss in the world. I was just trying to stay up there for
Hey,
a minute.
that's as worse as your parents say when you get home from school, you get a whooping, your whole day messed up. You walking home from school slow.
Right.
You
You know
already know
what
what's
the trick for
waiting
that
Y'all
for.
is?
remember
Don't
the
go
time where
home.
they used to send the detention slips home and shit? You try to get home before your parents get
Pink
home to take it
slips.
out the mail.
Yeah,
Y'all ain't never take no
smart,
mail out the
aren't you?
huh?
You're supposed to like hide everything, rip it up, no evidence.
Yeah, you was getting a lot of ass whoopings. You was on punishment a lot, wasn't you? You know, rip it up. No, Evan, you was good at this shit.
She is a rebel.
You was saying this
I
shit with no
literally
problem.
get
Yes,
detention
forging
at
names,
school.
all of that. My parents didn't even know
I
half the
remember
shit I was
I'd
doing in
hide it
school.
under reading
I
cupboard.
done forged names on permission slips, one on trips and shit. I was doing it
I used to
all.
write notes to
Down at the
excuse
pumpkin
myself from
patch.
PE.
Like, I'm going to the pumpkin patch this year. Like, Yeah, man. Those were the days. But what do you think about that though? Like, I
My
think it's
my parents was
bittersweet.
it was so rough. You get an ass whooping just because you look like you about to do something bad.
Right. You looking guilty. That's it. What did you
Somebody
do?
said I like her, my kind of girl. Yeah, my kind of girl now, not the person, not the sibling that you was living in the house with. She wouldn't be my kind of sister. She wouldn't be my kind of sibling. Hell no. She the reason everybody getting ass whoopings in the house. She the reason
What's
why
that? Every
the
day.
younger ones and the older ones got it a little bit harder. She wouldn't give up. She wouldn't work. She wouldn't work with nobody else or nothing. She just kept doing shit just to do it.
Yep.
She sounded like she got to the point where she didn't even sneak out the window no more. Like she was just walking out the front door. I'll be
Yeah,
back.
I'm home. And I was out.
Yeah,
Go
Do you
ahead.
have
Go
siblings,
yeah.
Kirsty? Or are
Ain't
go
you
even
ahead and
trying to
line
sneak
this
out
up.
no more. You going straight out the front door. Well,
Yeah, she
you
used to ring the
said
police on me and report me missing. It's
I
fun.
already know what type of mindset you grow up with. You I already know you ran around, you was that rebel. What you I bet you still tell yourself that old saying. What's it better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission? I bet you still telling yourself shit like that.
Facts.
Yeah, facts.
For real. I
Oh,
got
I
many
love
ass
it.
whoopings
Trip
trying to
down
hang out
memory
with your
lane.
type. You don't hang out with somebody like that. She gonna get you in trouble. Even as a friend, she got her friends many a ass whooping.
No, I'm
For
good
real.
now. I'm good
She's
now. I had kids and grew up, but I
Okay,
was
okay,
terrible.
okay. Makes
hey,
sense.
we gotta be
But I
real about
bet
it.
you back in them teenage years, you was the one that always had an idea to get in trouble. Come
I was the
on.
one stealing cars. I went to prison for 2 years for stealing cars.
You
Like
was
I
you
was
was on some New
drinking,
Jersey
taking
Drive stuff?
drugs. I was drinking, driving, no license. I got
Grand Theft
fined
Auto.
6 points
Oh
on my
yeah,
license when I was
you would have been
17 before I even
somebody to get
drove.
in trouble with. I remember when I was in the ninth grade, we used to cut school and they used to steal cars. I used to be like, man, we's not doing it. My one of my friends, Larry, at one of the hospitals, every time we cut, he'd be like, man, come on, we're gonna go steal a car. He would steal a car the night before and then expect me to cut with him and ride. Nah, that ain't a what? That don't even make sense. You had that car for how many days? Man, this 3 days. We gonna get rid of it tonight. Nah, I'm not going nowhere with you. Uh,
Still,
You
but
still
remember
going.
you a
from
little baddie. You was bad. I know some people like you. I know some
Yeah, I
people
ended
like
up in
you.
a
They
kids' home and foster homes because of it all. I was like proper just I didn't care.
you said
But I
what?
think that was I was in foster homes and care as well after
uh
because my grandma couldn't cope and shit because she was just like, "Do you know what? I'm going here. Bye, bitch."
God. Okay, yeah.
So it was one of those really. I've just always been that way
That
because
foster system will make you tough though. It'll make
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
it'll toughen you up. Now
yep.
I watched like I was in group homes, 8 different group homes. I remember the first group home, it was weird because it was staff members in there that was corrupted, some of the staff members. I remember because I was like 14, 15 years old, right? And in the group homes, I used to make the best of everything, man. I was the kid that like just made the best of everything. Like literally, like I was like dancing, what I mean? The
I
staff
love
members used to always love me. They'd be like, go ahead, go ahead. Like
that.
everybody used to try to be like, make me go ask the staff member if we can have like a late night or sleep, have a slumber
hmm
party downstairs. They gonna say yeah to you. They don't never say no to you.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't no
That's dope.
all. Ain't no
No, I'm
all
saying
bowling.
that's dope.
No, it's not. You don't know
See,
what I had to
because I
do
was
to
always
you don't know what
listed
I
in the
had to
kids'
do
home
to
too.
get that type of privilege. You don't know what I had to do.
Well,
Huh?
that's true.
They had
Yeah.
me doing strip tease on the tables and shit. I used to have to stand on
No,
my
for
head
real?
and gyrate my lower half. You don't know what the fuck I had to
You
do.
was Magic Mike? No,
Yeah,
come
I was
on, bro.
dancing and shit. They used to sit in the chair in the living room and shit. And I used to do strip tease and they used to tell me to shake it in their face and shit. You don't know what I
Bro.
had to do. Shit. That's why it was privileged. That's why I get to have the late nights. Now I'm triggered. I'm fucked up.
Aren't we all?
Nah, I was a
Aren't we
kid,
all,
man.
right?
I
Aren't
listen.
we
I was a
all?
kid. I don't know what was going on in them group homes. I realized what was going on when that lady tried to take me to her house and shit, and she was like, you can live here in the basement and da 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 da. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, and I can sneak down here. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
So
my
y'all
God.
serious about this shit? I thought we were just passing time, just you know what I mean, throwing some music and you know what I mean. I danced to motherfucking Genuine Pony and we laugh about it and so on and so forth. I ain't know you motherfuckers was really trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
swing it my way.
I'm
I was
sorry.
scared when that lady look, I end up going to a group home. Well, I end up going to a better foster home. It was called the mentor program. It's like a step up from the foster care. So it's called a mentor program. This was the greatest thing that could happen to me at this time. This was roughly 1999 going into 2000. November of 1999. I remember it because this one home changed my life forever, right? Because it gave me a different view on life. You know, when you grow up in a hood, you don't know that you can have it good. This man, I got there at a good time. I got there around the holidays. Christmas time was coming up. My foster dad used to put together a train set by the fireplace. This is the closest I ever got to that TV lifestyle that I grew up watching. You get what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
lifestyle where you
absolutely.
got that father that just always every Christmas he do the same thing. He fixed the backyard up. They decorate. He had the same train set. He wouldn't let nobody help him with the train set. He wouldn't. You go over there and try to help, like, hey, Uncle Mark, this is cool, man. Let me. Nope, don't touch nothing. Don't touch nothing. I got this. And I used to sit at the kitchen table and just watch him put it together because that was the only memory that I can hold on to. That was the closest thing to a homesome memory, right? Before that, it was uh crack vows and bullshit and lies and you know
Yep.
ass whoopings and group homes and so but that in that moment I can see my life being different. You know what I mean? In that moment it gave me something. I ain't gonna lie, it gave me something. I don't know what it gave them, but I know in that moment it made me realize that I can have something better.
I'm really glad that you had that moment because it's very rare when you come from nothing.
You say what?
I said I'm glad that you had that moment because it's rare when you come from nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I think those are the things that I remember that I have the memories that I hold on to. That group home, I mean, that foster home changed me, you know, that foster home. Because before that, I was mad. I was running around like with the whole why me thing. Like, why am I the only one still in group homes? Why am I going from group home to group home? I was questioning God and everything. I'm like, man,
Yep.
God don't love me. Ain't no God. Ain't no way there's a God. My grandma had 15 kids. My
Mm.
mom had 13 kids. I'm the only one still in foster care. Don't nobody give a fuck about me. Like I was, you know what I mean? I was in that type of mindset. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that
So
and that that moment, that moment gave me something.
so that moment changed your outlook on life then and informed you along with your other experiences into the person that you are now.
Absolutely. Because when you grow up in the hood, you don't think it's stuff outside the hood. Everything else is really a fairy tale. The
Yeah, because
life you
that's so
see is
normal.
just a fairy tale. When your reality is based off of that, anything else is a fairy tale. So when you
Hmm.
finally get to see something that's close, it's magic. It's a miracle. That was magic to me. The 2 years, the 2 years that I spent living at their house, that was magic to me because they had family members coming in from Africa, uh like the wholesomeness. Like this was my first suburb experience. Like when I realized, like, damn, it might not have been how I wanted to get out of the ghetto, but I'm out of the ghetto. Do it make sense?
Yeah. See, for me, I think I was always still stuck in the why me because of everything that had gone on. Because my mum was on drugs, heroin, she was a prostitute. So that's how I ended up with my grandma from 6 months old. Never knew my dad. And then there was a load of shit in between. So it was a case of me where I just literally hated the world. And it wasn't until I realised how shitty I was that I changed me.
I'm about to drop down, but I'm still here though.
All right. You take it easy.
Love is love.
Love is love, man. Appreciate you for
Love,
coming
love.
up. But that's why I say, like, the memories that I hold on to is completely different than what anybody else would expect. I'm thankful for them, for those ass whoopings. I think they made me or shaped me in a sense, and I love the person that I am. I'm thankful for the 8 different group homes, the 3 different foster homes, because I think that played a part, regardless of whatever trials and tribulations might have came out of that. It played a part in making me who I am. So a lot of times when I speak on stuff, I speak on it out of humbleness because I'm grateful for it, right? I'm
Yeah.
grateful, for the opportunity to come out better.
I think what it is, some people aren't able to look deep inside themselves to fix themselves because they don't do the shadow work.
You said if they don't what?
They don't do the shadow work.
That's what it is. Hiding those darker things in the shadows, not dealing with them properly, probably puts a lot of weight on people.
It's
Because
probably
like
why Maggie is the way she is.
I think like me, I ain't gonna say I was forced because I was happy to talk about it. Like every day in those group homes, we had to have meetings. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we had to sit down and have meetings in the group homes where we was forced to talk about, different topics, what brought us here, what got us to this point, parents being on drugs, so on and so forth. And everybody that was there at the meeting would always look at me weird and be like, bro, why, how? Like you could just talk about anything. Like how? I was like, I don't know. Like it ain't me. That one time we had to sit there and they passed out tissue to see if everybody knew how to wipe their ass the right way or not. And you be surprised by how many people don't know how to wipe their ass the right way. I didn't know it was that many people in the world that didn't know how to properly wipe their ass. And it was, what was more shocking? The way some of the women was doing it. I was like, what the fuck? You wiping from the back to the front? You just wipe duty all through your cootie. Like, ooh. You know what I mean? It was like I was looking, I was like, even I know not to wipe like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know? But I was shocked at how many of these kids and shit didn't really know how to wipe their ass. I was like, whoa, this is dangerous. You need to put a little bit of water on that.
It comes from the bad parenting though, doesn't it? Where you literally just don't teach them anything, they just exist.
You say what?
I said it comes from the bad parenting because you don't teach them stuff, they just exist, if you know what I mean.
I know, like that's what I'm saying. I don't think if you do a study, like they did this study and they said like, 70 something percent of these, they did a study on like Lowe's and they tested a lot of products at Lowe's and they said 70 something percent had fecal matter particles on there, particles or whatever. Like I don't think really people realize, how much germs play a factor not only with our immune system, but also in our everyday life as far as how we actually go about conducting and teaching and raising. right? There's times where people you go in the bathroom and you learn it yourself. You know, there's people out there like that. It's just they put you in the bathroom and you learn it yourself. There's a lot of
Yeah.
women out there who don't know proper hygiene, right? A lot of women out there, teenage girls growing up, they don't have the proper, parenting. And it's just like they're learning as they go. They don't know that when you're on a heavy cycle, you might have to bathe 2 times a day. They don't know that they're not taking the time to actually teach this stuff anymore.
It's because they didn't want them, in my opinion. It's a case of you got pregnant and now you have to have a child, so it's one of them. Because why give birth to something to then just discard it? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I could never. I've got 4 girls and I could never look at it.
I think we need to redo whatever it is that we're teaching. Start teaching the things that is actually usable in life and society, as far as communication skills, working together. If you go into half of these stores, half of these places, look at the people. Like, it's such a distance of like NPCs, really, the way people are. Not like, I'll be going in McDonald's or something like that, and I'll try to make a joke and they'll look at me like scared. I'm like, what is going on in the world? I swear, like, one day I woke up, this got to be like the Twilight Zone or something, because we used to have a better level of interaction with each other, right?
We need to go back to the 90s.
Huh?
We need to go back to the 90s.
To the 90s, right? Remember how partying, how much fun we was having in the 90s?
Loved it.
Right now, everybody walking around all scared, cautious, scary. I don't want to. Don't touch me. Like, what the? Like, damn. I'm not saying let's party, party, party. Let's all get wasted. But I am saying let's party, party, party. Let's all get. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we made it this far. Like, smile. Everybody looking for a reason to be mad, for a reason to be upset, looking for a reason to be for what? We here. We ain't got no block parties no more. We not just
No
trying to
secret
hang out
raves
just
in the
to kick
field.
it no more. We can't do house parties. They done fucked that up. We can't rent out a building. They done messed that up. You know what? We gotta build it ourselves, people. If we want this world to be of positivity, of enjoyment, it's all about the company you keep. I aim to keep good company, peaceful company. Why you think I was so willing to try to, close the doors and allow these people to disrespect me right to my face? Maggie was disrespecting me right to my face, and I still was curving it. The not disrespecting me right to my face, I still was curving it. Terrell and Perry disrespecting me right to my face, I still was curving it. Why you think I was doing that? Because I'm doing everything in my power to be at peace with one another. That's what the Bible say. We supposed to do everything in our power to be at peace with one another. How much can I say that I love God if I'm hating on y'all and I see y'all every day? If I can't find no forgiveness in y'all, if I can't find a way to forgive y'all, how can I continue saying that I serve a forgiving God?
This is what I don't get about Jaguar. She's there with the great an essay on children, but yet she's this woman of God.
That's what I keep on saying. Like, we got to stop being fooled by the false imagery and take the image of what people are showing us. If they going to be a reflection of that, then be a reflection of it. Like, if you going to reflect that God, reflect that God. If you serve a good God, if you serve it, be that, be good, be righteous, be a reflection of the God you serve. Because if the God inside of you is greater than anything outside of you, then the God inside of you is going to show out amongst anything, right? They keep on reflecting wickedness, but then telling us that they serve something good. How? It's not making sense. And then you say, Ralph, when I get home from Europe, I want to do it online paint. Okay. See, that's the only thing about saying it like now, right? Before you can even do it, somebody else is gonna do it. And next thing you know, they're gonna be sitting there painting and shit, right? Stealing your idea. Watch. Watch. I'm telling you. Hey, you know what I mean? That's what my mission is right there, right? I'm a fisher of men. I want to preach to the multitude. I want to bring, life back into knowledge. I want to give us something to strive for. I want us all to realize that we are greater together as a union, right? And then I want us to show examples of that magnitude. It's not saying that we're not going to get into these little kerfuffles with people, right? We sit there and we get into these kerfuffles with them all the time. Like, I'm tired of sitting there trying to see if I'm smarter out with it's redundant. Even the Bible say of many books studying will worry the body. Like, are y'all not done yet? Are y'all not willing to just be at peace? Yes, you have your differences. I got mine. You got your opinions. I got mine. You think America is stupid. So what? That'll be fine. But don't expect us to keep on looking at you as great. Don't expect us to keep on looking at you as marvelous, wonderful. No. If you want us to look at you great, then look at me as great. Right?
Yeah. I think the difference with you though and them is they're doing it for views and money, where you're not. That's the difference. So they don't want positivity. Positivity doesn't bring views on their channel.
Right. And that's why I keep on saying, like, they want to keep on feeding off of that. They keep on doing this rise and fall of energy, rise and fall of. And listen, if it's up and it's stuck, then let it be up and it's stuck. If your energy of intellect, enlightenment, so on and so forth, then let it be that. This whole concept of sitting there doing this feelings and emotions thing, I get it. We all have feelings and emotions. We all have the right to our feelings and emotions, and it's our prerogative of how we go about our feelings and emotions. I can use them or not use them. I can choose to give them to you or choose to not give them to you. It's called having emotional intelligence. We all can take accountability for our own emotions and how we give in to this or that, right? It ain't always somebody else's fault how you go about conducting your feelings and emotions. That's the problem. She's trying to say the way that she went about conducting her feelings and emotions when she was under that cult was based off of how that cult operated. But that's not how feelings and emotions operate. If that wasn't of you, you would have that shit would have bothered you from the beginning.
Yeah.
The fact that it didn't bother you to act like that, to treat people like that, to disregard people like that, one, it says that you're not an empath, because there's no way you can put somebody in that type of feeling and not feel that shit. When they put Amber with what she went through, I felt that shit.
Right, and then she
I was
sat
in the
there before
Discord
crying
like,
on her channel
what?
about OKP.
You say what?
She was complaining before about OKP dropping the link because Jag was up there and she was having a meltdown about it. But look what she did to Amber. She was like, oh,
Right.
pulling me up there so they can bully me, this, that, and the other. And it's like, what a taste of your own medicine.
Right. And then to say you are empath, but then you didn't realize the damage that you was doing when you sat there and called Danny a man. Oh, Danny, she's a 60-year-old man. She's probably some 60-year-old man, such and such. Da 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 da. You think somebody was about to come and interact with you after you said that shit?
She just expects everyone to forget what happened and just be nice with her. I don't get it.
That is so narcissistic of her to think that everybody forgot how she treated them. That's a slap in the face. That's a disregard that I'm a person too. That's a disregard that Golden's a person too. That's a disregard to all the people that she played on. That's a complete disregard to them to say we're going to overlook all the things that I did to you with just saying I apologize or saying that I did it under the cult, right? So now you don't take accountability for it because you did it because of the cult. So it was the cult that made you do it, so on and so forth. It's a flip my dip. That's exactly what it is, Amy. It's a flip my dip. She's flip my dipping us. She's trying to make us feel guilty for how we treated her, but trying to put her treatment of us on Jaguar and the cult.
When that was not the case, she chose to be involved. She could have stepped away when it got to the point where she felt like it was about to bully someone. She didn't have to go up on the panel. She didn't have to join. She chose to.
And why? And why should we give her instant forgiveness? It didn't take it didn't work instantly like that. She built months of tearing people down, letting false narratives be spent on her page. The only reason why our page got involved was because she hurt so many people on her page, right or wrong. We had Amber, we had Selma, we had Sandra, we had Lady Letitia, we had just like we was trying to help the people and give the people power back that they was over there hurting and doing wrong. And then all of a sudden we got CP in the Discord. She got some spy over there, saying this about us, saying that I got a 13-year-old that I'm taking care of and that I'm in the house with, and they need to make sure that they got somebody in South Carolina that can watch my 13-year-old. And she was gonna email Wolf Coochie the town and my address and everything that she looked up. And other people was on her panel talking about some, oh, I'm gonna email you his stuff. I found his Facebook and so on and so forth. And she make it seem like she didn't play no fucking part in none of that madness that took place, where somebody is literally threatening the life of somebody else's kid based off of the fact that somebody called them out on their scamming and scheming online. Yeah, Lady Letitia went up on the panel today because Lady Letitia is just like everybody else. She's done with the bullshit. Lady Letitia don't want to keep on going back. Lady Letitia rather operate in love. She rather operate, in that way, getting along. You know what I mean? She has a certain soft spot for Maggie. You know what I mean? She thinks that Maggie just wants the freedom to operate how she wants. And Lady Letitia is entitled to operate with that level of love. That's what I kept on telling people from the beginning. Forgive, move past it. But Maggie's got this hard on. She's got this thing for men. She's angry. I don't know if it's because no man wants her. I don't know what the hell it is. But if you like, she's been like, think about it. Even after the Too Strong thing, I still was nice to Maggie. She still started attacking me. I even said, Maggie, how many times do I have to apologize for the things that I've done? Such and such and such. I apologized to Maggie a buttload of times, right? I tried to play nice with Maggie. How many times? She got jealous because Golden, and then she was, and Ralph this, and he gonna say this, and he gonna, like, that's her. That's her. She's creating the problem. She continued to create the problem. Even with the She Paint thing, she tried to come over here and force me to tell She Paint to come over to her panel. I'm like, Maggie, that's not up to me to decide. That woman decides if she only feel comfortable over here, then that's where it's going to be at. It's not going to be coming to your panel just because you want to get involved. And she was mad as hell about that shit. She tried to catch an attitude with me about that shit. Over here on my panel, she tried to catch an attitude with me because I said all I could do is ask. And she was like, well, whatever. If da-da-da-da-da. What?
There was no reason for her to get involved though in the first place. Again, it was just a clout chase. She just involves herself in things that doesn't involve her.
Right. There's no sense of involving you in something that didn't involve you. It never involved you. You put yourself in the mix of it and then try to, and she wants to come over. She can come on and she can, what? What? And then you got mad, and then it was like, oh, well, Ralph, would you like to answer these questions, these pictures that I'm getting from the knot? And I'm like, there you go again, Magic. You just did the same shit with Murph, where you let Murph say a bunch of shit about me on your panel for 3 fucking weeks. Now we're coming out of that. I tell you that I don't have no problem with you. right? I even go over and defend you on Too Strong in them panel, right? And here you are again talking about some, oh, you want to answer the questions that Denat has? He's showing me some stuff on the back end. And what? No, that's weird behavior. And then she got a nerve to say she don't trust me. What? You're the untrustworthy. You the one coming out of a cult. You better look at yourself in the mirror. You the one that was just with Jaguar and them dragging other people, talking shit about other people. You the one that just pretend like you was engaged to Murph for 6 damn months. Anybody else don't find that suspicious that she was engaged for 6 months and nobody else knew it was a joke but her? Because I didn't know that shit was a joke. She was introducing the new people as that's her fiance. Everybody that came in, yeah, that's my fiance right there. Then it became a joke after it
I
got
don't
outed.
even know why she'd want to slay him in the first place. He's right.
Right. But that's the weird thing. It's because she wanted to have the image of having a man. That's weird. That's why I say you on some pen pal shit. You an internet, you got an internet relationship or whatever it is, and you painting it out to be, yes, we talk to each other on the phone every night. We talk to each other all the time. She's gonna hit me with her shoe. She's gonna hit me with her shoe. They made it seem like they was literally living in the house with each other, dealing with each other, or at least had some type of, interaction like that. You never sent me the info, Cleo. You never sent me the info. You said you was going to send me the info of where she at, but you never sent it. We don't know if she's at DJ Genesis' house. I don't know if she's at DJ Genesis. Did ask me to come over to her panel to talk about some spiritual stuff. You think I should? I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I'm trying to stay away from that E5 stuff. It might be a trap. That might be a trap. They might be trying to learn about the spiritual stuff that I'm on and then trick me like they did the Aztecs and the Incans and the Mayans. Yeah, they trying to trick me. They trying to trick me like they did the Aztecs, the Incas, and the Mayans. Huh? You say what?
Or she gave it away where she was on a live stream when she mentioned that she was DMX's old manager.
Oh, she told on herself. Welcome to the Secret Live from 103. Oh, yeah, I got this live already. I got this live that they say is a secret live. I got that secret conversation. It was our 6-hour live that we did. That's the one where they talked to Amber on the phone, where Amber was talking about, oh, okay, bam. Yeah, that was one of the secret lives. All right, I see it. I got it. Jag wanted to be it. That's the powers that they was using. That's why Jag always say she's gotta, in order to manipulate the universe, she's gotta go do with water. She's gotta go be by water and go do all of this stuff because she's manipulating. She fucking manipulating. That's what she doing. She out here manipulating, and we not about to take it no more. No more manipulative. Messing with people's life water, fucking up people's intentions. That's where the whole bath was coming in at. That's why she was taking baths on camera and stuff, because what she was doing was she was using the salt water and the water to, y'all seen Stranger Things.
Water is energy.
Yeah, y'all remember the girl on Stranger Things? What did she had to do in order to see people? She had to, get in the salt. They was like, "We gonna need more salt." She had to submerge herself in the salt, in darkness, whatever the case may be, in salt water to enhance the electrodes that's coming from her body in order to connect with the ether that's in the atmosphere, in order to find people, kind of like cerebral on my X-Men, right? When you hook yourself up to cerebral, so on and so forth. That's what she thinks she doing. That's why she used to tell stories like, yes, and one time in DJ Genesis' house, I made a whole vase just shatter. See, you guys don't know how powerful I am. I was nowhere near that vase. I just looked at it. It was like, it shattered. And that's when they knew how strong I was. I'm a dangerous person. If y'all knew how strong I was, none of y'all would be on the internet when I got my eyes open. That's the bullshit that she say. Is that not bullshit? And now Maddie over there thinks she conjuring up some bullshit. But I got a trick for Maggie. Maggie's not about to get that energy coming in on Easter. Maggie's not about to get that energy that's coming in on our birthday.
You need to stick her in a bloody jar.
You said what?
I said we need to stick her in a bloody jar.
Maggie ain't put in the work for the intellect to get the energy. She knows it too. That's why she's sitting there drinking up a storm. She ain't about to receive that energy. No, not this, not on this day. When this day come in, you is not a twin. You do not get the Taurus and Aries, the raw head energy that's coming in. That's a manipulative. That's why I said you ain't qualified to talk to Beverly. You ain't nowhere near qualified to have an intellectual conversation with Beverly on a conversation of spirituality. You don't know about no damn spirituality. You can't tell us nothing about, Okamacrons or the Lyran constellation or, Sentient. You can't tell us nothing about none of that stuff that Beverly be talking about. So why the hell should Beverly sit down and have a conversation with you, Maggie? That don't make sense. Sit there and try to make it seem like I don't got nothing in common with them and I shouldn't be at the table with them. No, you shouldn't be at the table. They talking about spirituality. They talking about off-world DNA. They talking about the light of Lyran. They talking about, Lumeria. They talking about Atlantis. They talking about stuff like that. The stuff that we already looked into. Journey to the Center of the Earth, Jaguar stitching, Sumerian texts, so on and so forth. Don't try to tell me. And y'all hit the cash at one time. Look, we putting together some funds. Y'all know my birthday coming up. I'm trying to get this car, right? Trying to get this new vehicle. It ain't much, but I gotta be able to get around. How I'm gonna come see y'all? How I'm gonna get around to my sister wives if I don't got no vehicle? Huh? We gotta get this vehicle so I can make my rounds to the sister wives. Huh? I'm slinging ding-a-ling in the Discord. I'm joking. You know how much y'all want to paint that picture.
You don't fucking help yourself, do you?
He said he's slinging ding-a-ling. And if he go out of country, he's going to be international. I'm slinging it everywhere. I'm going to Ireland. Yes. Yes, I'm slinging ding-a-ling in Ireland. Yes. Going back and get my father's land in Ireland. Yes, I is. We was one of the first Black Irish people out there. Yep. That was us. Yep. We was out there. Kings and queens of Ireland. Yep. We was there. Time for me to slang ding-a-ling everywhere. I'm slanging it. Yep. I be
Oh
stroking.
my God.
That's what I do. I be stroke it to the east. I
Why I
stroke it
come back
to
to
the
this
west.
part?
I stroke it to the one that I love the best. I be
Jesus.
stroking. That's
It's the
what I
timing
do.
for me.
I be
Okay.
stroking.
Okay, what did I walk into?
Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. Look, my birthday coming up. We gotta be happy for these. It's today
Yeah.
starts the 3-day walk down, right? Ain't today the
Mhm.
17th? Ain't it like the 3 days to the resurrection of or something like that? Ain't
Mhm.
today supposed to be the day that he was unalived, and then the third day he was died? Listen, Easter only fall on 420 every so often, okay? We only get this level of energy every so often, okay? Babe, cut it out. You know you the only one that could get this. Never mind.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
What you want it? You want it? You know you want it. You want to see what this size 13 do? It'll put a foot in your ass. That's what it'll do. This size 13 will put a whole foot in your ass. Listen, I'm open to some
What are
shit.
your
Never mind.
plans, Ralph, for your birthday? What are your plans?
What are my plans for my birthday? I don't know. I'm trying to see what I could do. I'm trying. Okay,
Ralph's
so
about to get a shoe from it, is it?
you say what?
I said it sounds like you're about to get a shoe from it, your head.
I know.
A
My mind
slinky
is
dingling.
my mind is messed up. I got to slang this thing a leg. I'm slanging it. That listen, I got my listen. I'm Stella got her groove back. Y'all about to try to figure out how Ralph wrecked it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm trying to be wrecking Ralph for real. I'm trying to knock walls loose. And that
Oh
never mind.
God.
Look, my birthday coming up. We
Yeah.
all celebrate Easter coming up. I know y'all got Easter outfit. One's in the chat if y'all already got Easter outfits. Do y'all got Easter outfits or no? Because I know everybody still buy Easter outfits. It's something that's been happening since we was kids. Everybody
Mm.
always go out and get Easter outfits. Like, tell me you don't got an outfit for Easter.
Nope.
Yeah, I got off.
See? See? It's been
I gave my son his outfit though. I've
it's
already
something
seen
that's
what
been entwined in the chemical
in
of
the
the
I
events.
don't
And
see Easter like that.
everybody's
I
got an
just see
outfit,
Easter
or at
as a
least all
trend.
right, some clean clothes that you wearing on Easter.
some clean clothes, a clean white tee. Okay,
Everybody
you at
trying to
least
act
have a
like
clean
no,
white
they
tee.
don't. None of y'all got Easter outfits for real. Y'all cat. I think y'all cat.
Oh my God! When
Y'all
I
ain't
was
got Easter
little, the
outfits. So
Easter outfit.
y'all ain't nobody put an Easter basket together.
Not an
They don't
Easter
do
basket.
that no more. No Easter baskets.
Yeah, and an Easter egg hunt.
Okay, thank
Well, I
you,
mean,
thank you.
you know,
9 minutes
that's for
out.
the
We want some
youngins.
clips for this. We want some clips of this. So we definitely gonna have to close this down in about 9 minutes.
Dang, I done missed everything.
A Saturday outfit before Easter, going on a second date. Okay, well, enjoy your date. Enjoy your Saturday night. You going to the movies? Where y'all doing something fancy? Well, whatever it is, enjoy it. Go on the flight, enjoy your time. That's what it's all about. No more coloring eggs. You don't color eggs no more? I think we all color eggs. I think eggs did get old, right? Do you at least boil eggs? Do anybody got a taste for eggs around this time? Like a taste for eggs?
I eat a boiled
I
egg
like
anytime.
egg mayo.
You say what?
I'll make egg mayo.
With mayo?
Yeah, egg mayonnaise. What am I doing?
Like deviled eggs? Like when you cut them
Oh,
in half?
this is where the culture issue comes in, isn't it?
Uh, how do you eat them? Like you talking about the one like
Like
when
you
you cut it
boil
in
it
half
up,
and
you
make like
boil
the
them up, and
filling?
then you just smash them down, and then you just add mayo, salt, and pepper.
Oh, okay,
Are you
okay.
talking about like egg salad then?
Yeah, like an egg salad. That's what we would
Oh,
call
we
it.
call it egg mayo.
Okay.
Egg mayo?
Yeah.
What the hell is egg mayo?
Egg mayonnaise
Just an
She said,
egg
man,
and mayo?
with salt, pepper,
yeah.
barbecue.
You put relish in it?
No,
Do you put a little bit of mustard in it?
no.
Yeah, I guess that's as close as to a egg
The egg
salad you're gonna
salad.
get. Okay, so you just so egg mayo is when you just smash down the egg and throw some mayo on it. Do you eat it on a sandwich?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like an egg salad. Yeah.
I guess
I
it's
mean,
an
We
egg
just
simply
be
salad.
doing the
Sunday.
extra. We be adding all type of
We
extra
just like
ingredients.
okay, so my egg salad sandwich. I'm gonna tell you how I make my egg salad sandwich. My salad sandwich consists of mayo, salt and pepper,
Mhm.
sometimes Mrs. Dash, depending on a little bit of sugar,
Okay.
mustard, and
Mhm.
relish.
Okay.
And sometimes you could take the middle of the egg out or add it depending on how you want it. But a lot of times you take a lot of that middle stuff out and
You use about half of the yolk.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
try to use all of the yolk. I use about half of them.
Okay. All right.
See,
And
that's where we're
that
different. We
would be
don't
my
measure the yolk. We just use
my
it.
egg salad.
Okay. You like it on toast or bread, like untoasted bread or toasted bread?
Toasted bread.
Yeah, the toasted bread be here.
Preferably with a pickle on the side, but I could do without the pickle on the side.
Okay, come through. Fancy with the pickle on the side. All right now.
Well, when I was a kid, it was always yes, sugar. You'd be surprised. Not a lot of sugar, just enough to throw off the salt, the salt and the sugar. Something
Mhm.
about salt and sugar. I know people that sprinkle salt on tomatoes.
You know what you could do to like get that same effect? Instead of using mayonnaise, use Miracle Whip.
I used to use
And
Miracle
like
Whip
it.
a lot, but when I got older, I realized that people will get mad as hell at you when you use Miracle Whip instead of mayonnaise. People get mad as hell at you. They like, you didn't tell me this was Miracle Whip. Like I ran into
I don't even know what Miracle Whip is.
see what I'm saying? See?
Oh, they call it like dressing.
Miracle
What is it called? It's like
Miracle Whip
dressing,
is like
right?
a sweet mayonnaise. Like Miracle Whip is like
Yeah.
a sweet mayonnaise. They call it like dressing salad or salad for
Mhm.
dressing, but it's like
Salad
it's
dressing.
Miracle Whip. But
Mm.
it's people want to know, like
It's an
even
acquired
when
taste.
like people want to know, like when I used to make sandwiches, I used to only have Miracle Whip in the refrigerator. So I make a sandwich, I throw the Miracle Whip on it. Here you go, here your sandwich. People be like, "This ain't no
They don't like
mayonnaise. You ain't think you made it with Miracle Whip? I don't want this." So I had to make sure, like, so now I know, like, Miracle Whip is nothing but sweet mayonnaise. So all I gotta do is throw some
right.
sugar in there, and it's just like Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
But
And then
everybody
you
don't
can't have
like
an
Miracle
option.
Whip.
Yeah. So if you like the sweet, throw the sugar. Oh Lord, here you go.
All right, let me ask you this. And when it comes to your eggs, how are you eating your eggs?
Sunny side up.
Sunny side up?
I like sunny side up. I
Okay,
eat
what
all
about you? What
kinds.
about you, Golden?
It depends, like whatever mood I'm in. I like fried eggs. I like scrambled eggs. I'll do the sunny side up. Or sometime I do it like
Okay, sunny side up. Is that because okay, a lot of people sunny side up is different. When you
mhm,
say sunny side up, is
mhm.
that with the yolk, like a little
Yeah,
bit
so
of
like
the
yeah,
a
so
runny
the
yolk?
yolk's completely not thingy. You literally just put a bit of oil
So
over
you
the
want the
top to
runny
cook it
yolk a little bit.
a
But
lot.
like
A
with the sunny
lot?
side up,
Yeah.
like some people
A
determine
lot,
how
a lot of bit
well
for the
done they
runny
want
yolk.
it.
Well, you
Yeah.
need to dip so you're toasting something.
Are
Yeah.
you eating
I
it
like
on
a good
grits
dippy
or
egg.
something? Are you eating it on something, or just like,
Normally on bread
or
or
is it on
toast.
toast? Is it runny
Bread or
yolk
toast.
on toast?
Yeah, usually.
Mhm.
I don't like it when it's all hard.
Mhm.
It doesn't taste the
Yeah, like
same.
people make it different. Like I guess like okay, so like a Friday for me is like the yolk is cooked all the way through. But like sunny side up for me is like when the yolk is still a little bit runny. and I typically will have it like with my toast or my breakfast meats or whatnot. And I like potatoes, so I'll do like fried potatoes or whatnot, and just let it bleed into everything. Like eat it all together.
Yeah, with a bit of bacon.
Well,
It is
as
depends.
always, we had another great live. We got to cut this under 2 hours so we can get some clips from it. I would allow y'all to have a little bit of closing, but we at 27 minutes. We only got 30
Mhm.
seconds to get up out of here, so I'm just gonna shut it down. I don't care if y'all say anything or don't say anything. I gotta
Love
shut
it,
this shit
love.
down. Nah, I'm
Bye.
joking. I'm
Thanks so
joking. I'm
much
joking.
for inviting us up. Well,
No
invite me
problem.
up.
Look forward to the next conversation. Love is love. Love is love.
Love
Y'all have
is
a great
love.
one.
All right. Bye.
Bye.